Welcome back to Growing with Blake. This is a special video because today we're going to start the avocado farm. Here we have the avocados, so let's get to it. So I'm going to cheat and use a post hole digger because when you've got to dig 16 holes, this just seems like the smarter choice. I'm just using a mixture of compost and soil, so hopefully that helps our tree grow. Let's put it into the ground. I gently tap around the pot plant to loosen it all up, put it in and put a bit more soil and compost on top. Looks pretty happy in the ground, so let's do another 15 of them. Just look at my bum while I drill the holes. Now I've finished digging the holes, just going to repeat filling them in with more soil and compost. Now we've placed all of our plants next to their holes, it's time to just put them into the ground. Now it's time to give them some water. I don't have any access down there, so I've got a tank in the back of my trailer. Time to fill it up. As you can see, it's going to take a while, so anyone watching, if I meet you in the future, this is how I have my cup of tea. So smoke goes over now, time to get back at it. We've got our water, but I've only got a bucket, so it's a very long process, just working with what I have at the time. Here we go, it's all finished. Got 16 trees in the ground. And you might notice that they all look a bit sad up on the top where all their new growth was. Unfortunately, when I was transporting them, I had to go on the highway, and I think it's a bit of shock as well as a bit of wind burn. Hopefully they'll bounce back. Might have realised that I left a pot plant next to this one, and this one's got a lot more value to me because, as I could tell from the orange pot plant, this is my first ever avocado that I've grown. He's also a bit sad up the top there. The interesting thing is I put him in the pot about 2 years ago, and that's the size that he is. And some of these other ones that are already taller and bigger in the trunk are, twice the size in half the amount of time. One of the lessons that I've learned while doing this journey is that, you start out and you don't know what you're doing, and then as you get more and more information and learn what you're doing, you get better at it. So at the start, maybe 60% of my avocado pits would actually root. I've now got that up to about 95%. And I've got a system in place that I can just do 24 at a time. So these are my greenhouses that I use to start the avocado plants. It's just a seed tray, tissue and water in the bottom of them, and I'll let humidity do the rest. Here's a few that I planted just the other day. They all seem to be doing well. And just because I don't have enough here are the other ones I've done. So we were off to a good start until the cows came in and decided to have a bit of a snack on them. This guy here copped it pretty bad, as you can see. So I don't know how many of them are gonna live through all of this. And of course this is the worst one, the first ever one that I've grown, so that's pretty saddening. These are the two dickheads, Patrick and Lucky. So now it's time to build a fence. We've got the tools out, a few star pickets, and hopefully this will work. We've got the wire in the back of the trailer. There's our tools, and there's a bit of help. So we've got it all done now. Hopefully this will keep them out. I've got 6 runs of wire there, and then because I've still got to drive through it to water it and get the trailer in to carry stuff down, I've got just 3 strands of wire for the gate at both ends, and I've just got them attached to a bit of wood where I've got a bit of wire wrapped around the posts, so it's like a makeshift gate. Just once again working with what I've got. It's not all bad news though. Time to water them up again, but at least this time it's going to be a bit easier. I've got a bit that now plugs right into the back of the tank, so I can just run a hose and I don't need to go to and fro with the bucket of water. But that's only a short-lived victory, because as I was watering them and pruning all the dead stuff from the cow attack, I noticed down the bottom here that something else has taken a bit of a liking to them. They've done it to quite a few of the avocado trees. They're down low, so I suspect that it's probably a rabbit, maybe a possum, maybe a wombat, but we'll have to come up with another thing to try stop it. So I don't know if it'll work, but I've got some chicken wire, small box cutters, and I don't know what you call those, little link things to join it together. But the goal here is to just cut a bit of fencing wire, loop them together, and then cut them in half, and hopefully that provides protection. Got sick of using the bolt cutters here, so I come up with a better way to cut it, just with a pair of pliers, and it was much easier. Finished now, it looks like that they will do the job pretty well, and let's make 14 more of them. So I've got them all loaded up on the trailer. I've got a bit of water, and I'll go down and hopefully these will work. I'll chuck them around the trees and give them a bit of a water, and that's it. Hopefully that's the worst that I've got to endure for the start of my avocado farm. All we can really do now is wait, so like and subscribe if you like what you've seen, and we'll see if they make it to next spring. Thanks for watching.